Welcome back to Two Wheel Trends, the place where rubber meets the dirt, and today, we're getting our gloves dirty with a machine that's built to tear up motocross tracks like nothing else, the 2025 Suzuki RM-Z450. Now, this bike has a legacy, and every time Suzuki updates it, the community perks up. You might be wondering, is it finally caught up to the competition? Is the RM-Z450 still the old-school underdog? Or has Suzuki given it the bite to match its spark? Stick around, because we've dug deep into every hinge, twist, and throttle snap of this beast. As you approach the 2025 RM-Z450, it's impossible to miss that signature Suzuki DNA. That classic champion yellow color scheme remains a badge of pride, bold, aggressive, and instantly recognizable across any track in the world. Suzuki didn't reinvent the color palette this year, but they did make subtle refinements to the plastics and decals to modernize its stance. The front end carries that sharp, almost hawk-like aesthetic with a narrow fender slicing forward and number plate that's aerodynamically tucked in, keeping airflow clean. The fork tubes are thick, gold anodized Showa units that practically scream performance just by being there. The LED lighting is still absent. It's a pure motocross machine after all, but the clean lines and minimalist design show that Suzuki still believes in function-first aesthetics. Walking along the side, the bike's form is all about compactness and mass centralization. The twin-spar aluminum frame is sculpted to be razor-thin between your knees, letting you grip better and move with precision. Even though the frame itself hasn't changed dramatically, Suzuki has revised the rigidity balance slightly to improve front-end feel, especially under aggressive cornering. The side panels are narrower, and the seat transitions more smoothly into the tank, making it easier to shift your weight forward during a charge. You'll also notice how everything from the radiator shrouds to the rear number plates is designed for optimized airflow, cooling, and mobility. From the back, the RM-Z450 keeps it clean and traditional. No over-the-top styling here, just a sharply tapered rear fender, well-integrated side number plates, and a slim tail section that tells you this machine is all about business. The high-mounted exhaust still sits neatly under the side panel, preserving ground clearance and reducing risk during falls. That muffler isn't just for show, it's been tuned to meet updated noise regulations while still delivering that punchy, throaty bark Suzuki fans love. The black rear wheel and knobby Dunlop MX-33 tires sit tight and ready to dig into whatever terrain you throw at them. But as always, what really matters isn't how it looks, but how it goes. Let's talk about the heart of the beast. The 2025 RM-Z450 retains its 449cc, 4-stroke, liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine. On paper, it might seem familiar, almost unchanged from the previous generation, but Suzuki's engineers have worked on internal refinements that matter where it counts. The throttle response is crisper, thanks to updates in fuel injection mapping and ignition timing. No, we're not talking about a revolutionary jump in power output, but more usable to work throughout the rev range and a more predictable delivery across all gears. Suzuki's Holeshot Assist control system returns, and it's one of the most underrated features in motocross. With 3 selectable modes A, B, and off, it helps you launch hard off the line, adapting to surface conditions and rider preference. The launch control system remains easy to use. Just press and hold the button before the gate drops, and it automatically reverts to normal mapping after the start. For those who ride competitively, this system alone can shave crucial tenths of a second in the sprint to the first corner. Paired with a 5-speed transmission and a revised clutch system, shifting is buttery smooth. The gear ratios haven't changed, but there's a noticeable refinement in engagement, especially under load. The bike holds gears longer and downshifts with less resistance, letting you attack rhythm sections without second-guessing your inputs. The chassis setup plays a crucial role in how the RM-Z450 handles, and Suzuki continues to bet big on its twin-spar aluminum frame. While some competitors have gone ultra-light or experimented with carbon-reinforced components, Suzuki has stuck to what works. The rigidity balance in the 2025 model gives you better feedback from the front wheel, while subtle tweaks in the rear linkage provide slightly improved traction over rough terrain. Suspension comes from Showa at both ends, a 49mm coil spring fork up front and a fully adjustable shock at the rear. And here's where Suzuki made a smart move. Instead of chasing gimmicks or going too stiff, they focused on balance. The front fork has improved damping characteristics, giving you better mid-stroke support without losing plushness over braking bumps. The rear is more settled, especially during hard acceleration or landing from big hits. On a test track filled with whoops, doubles, and rutted corners, the 2025 RM-Z450 felt more planted and composed than ever before. Handling has always been a strong suit for the RM-Z series, and this bike continues that legacy. It's razor sharp in the corners, thanks to a low center of gravity and precise geometry. Steering feels light, almost effortless, yet you never lose the sense of connection between your inputs and the tires. Whether you're flicking it through a chicane or muscling through a berm, the RM-Z responds with a level of predictability that breeds confidence lap after lap. Braking duties are handled by a 270mm front disc and a 240mm rear, both paired with wave rotors for improved heat dissipation. There's no ABS, which is typical for MX machines, but the feel and power from the front brake is progressive and strong. The rear brake is easy to modulate and no lockups unless you want theme, and the lever feel is spot on. One area where the RM-Z450 has often taken criticism is electronics. While others are integrating ride modes, traction control, and even wireless tuning apps, Suzuki has stayed more analog. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. The 2025 model does offer fuel mapping adjustability through Suzuki's MX Tuner 2.0, which connects to your smartphone and lets you tweak the bike's characteristics to suit your style or conditions. It might not be as flashy as some of the competition, but it gets the job done, and it's relatively easy to use. Now, let's talk about something that matters to every rider out there: price. The 2025 Suzuki RM-Z450 comes in at a significantly more affordable price point than many of its 450cc rivals. In the US market, you're looking at around $9,299 MSRP. That's several $100s less than some of the high-tech, high-dollar alternatives out there. And while you may sacrifice a bit in the tech department, you're getting one of the best handling bikes in the class, a proven engine, and a chassis that's ready to race out of the crate. There's a lot of value baked into that price tag. From the Kib suspension to the Holeshot Assist and MX Tuner, it's clear Suzuki focused on real-world performance over spec sheet battles. For the privateer racer, the weekend warrior, or the rider who values simplicity, this bike hits a sweet spot.